This is going to be enough to give some battery pussies nightmares. Bit of an oddball, this one. This is a lithium-ion battery pack for a Karcher floor scrub. One of those machines that you walk behind. Kinda's got brushes in the bottom, I suppose. This is only the bottom part of it. The top part has the proprietary connector and the BMS. So do we have can't get it in shot. Plenty of cells. Even though there's loads of cells in there, this is only 24 volt pack, or it would be if it had much voltage. This is down to about 8 volts. Apparently new batteries, if you can get them, are about £1,000 each. So I said, yeah, we'll have a go. Before starting on this, and before making a potentially horrendous and expensive mistake, I made up some dummy packs. There's 2 of these in the machine, 2 24 volts, I think both working in parallel. Yeah, I made up some dummy packs just to make sure that the BMS in the lid part was still charging it and still allowing discharge, which it does. So now I can go ahead, but I need to remove all of this and retrofit a new battery pack inside. So how am I going to do that? Probably won't be able to see that glistening down the bottom there. Underneath that, that's all potted in resin in the bottom, which probably means I'm going to have to mechanically remove these cells. There's going to be some butchery involved. Configuration of this is 7S 10p, so there's 10 that way and 7 this way, 70 cells. So look at this balance plug, again proprietary, to go with the BMS it plugs into. Just make sure I get all the balance wires right for putting it back. Some on top and obviously some down below. 2 output wires for the negative, one off each end. And same with the positive, those will be down below. The tool of choice for the imminent or upcoming destruction. Rotary tool, diamond disc. Best things I ever bought. Safe to say I won't be reusing anything here. The holders are the nickel strip. These are held in by the welds at the bottom and the copious resin that's around it. Here's a lesson for you youngsters. Never get rid of your dad's old tools. You never know when they might come in handy. And of course these cells aren't going to be reused. They only fit to meet Mr. Recycling. It's taken me an hour or so to remove one half of the pack. Now for the other half. It's lucky for me that this pack had very little energy left in it. No potential. It only had about 8 volts. So I've crossed cell groups a couple of times with a screwdriver. The last one, I'll show you the last one. It's also fortunate, I think, there's only one weld per cell down the bottom there, or one pair of. Makes getting them out easier. Now I need to get rid of that. Any suggestions? It's seems that this black potting compound is only down the sides, down there and on the end, and there's nothing in the middle, and there's nothing down the sides here. Oh, you innocent and naive little fool. Of course it's glued in, all of it. What I need is a flat bottom bit of some kind, and a router. That might work. Scrape along the bottom. Plenty of depth there. It does a job, but I'd much rather have a milling machine. That's part of it done. Now I have dug down to the bottom of this, bottom of the box, the plastic box. There's a little rectangle in there, and that's about 4mm deep. So I've got 4mm of that to take off. Made a little rectangle in the bottom here. So hopefully I can get my blade in there and underneath it without damaging the actual bottom of the casing. I managed to dig out about a quarter of it using hammer, chisel, rotary tool, this. But I could feel people screaming at me, use heat, use heat. There's a couple of reasons why I don't want to use heat, and that is I don't want to destroy the case or deform it in any way. Secondly, I don't have a big enough heat gun. I've only got this toy thing with a soldering station. Let's see if it does anything. I'm trying to have a look, see if the surface is changing a bit, crinkling or whatever. Nope. I've bought an accessory specifically with this kind of thing in mind. I think this is a carbide. It's supposed to be good on abrasives. Not abrasives, adhesives. Which is why I bought this. I wonder if that'll work. Well, it does work. You see, but all the dust is collected in there. It's a bit slow, and there's metal in there as well, of course. What I wouldn't give for a Bridgeport milling machine, but it's done. Just a bit of damage. Amazingly, no holes in the bottom. It's a miracle. I don't need to get them out to the end because the battery packs fit in between. I've cleaned up right to these edges. New pack welded. 24 volts. 10 of those in parallel. Does that make 2500 milliamp hours? 25,000 milliamp hours. That pack should fit in there. Should. As we say in Wales, like a beer smelting. This is going to be enough to give some battery pussies nightmares. And another one. Yeah. Look at these gouge marks. Levering one battery against another. Clever. elektrica. Having carefully removed all those cells, I need to dig out this potting stuff out to the bottom. There's no real damage there, is there? Sure those can be recycled. All cells stored in a flame-proof box. All positives pointing the same way. It's not as if I'm a lunatic. That's the second of two done. Some extensions from the positive that's coming from the bottom of the box. Sold some wires onto there. You may have noticed as well that I've only put one weld per cell on this one. Same as the last one, just in case it doesn't work and it needs to be taken apart. I hope not. Second pack nearly complete. Welded, taped, balance wires, blah blah blah. That's the battery pack complete. I'll put it back in its box, reassemble and try back on the scrubber. Charging. Let's let it go. Flashing lights. Flashlights on. Switch. E. Paddles here. Whee.
That sounds like you're having fun that you shouldn't.
No. Hate this thing.